I make artwork as a way to have a connection to the past, to kind of unearth and examine queer culture and identity, and build community through that making process. I've always been an artist. I've always, taken an interest, in high school and as a kid. Went to Savannah College of Art and Design for undergrad. And then afterwards I moved to Kentucky, where I was doing a lot of work on political activism campaigns. I'd done that for many years and felt like I wanted to marry this kind of political life that I had had and this artistic background that kind of was one of my first passions. Photography was my first medium that I explored. It taught me how to see, and it taught me how to connect. Kind of came to ceramics through the project I was working on. It's about queer hate crimes. The thing about a hate crime and why, it's so troubling is that the individual is a stand-in for the group. But the specifics of photography made it seem like, it was like one person, one situation. And so I kind of broke away from that to a much more kind of open medium. I knew that I wanted to kind of make these objects that were symbolizing the hate crimes I was studying. Tested a couple different methods, but very quickly went to ceramics because ceramics can be such a stand-in for the body. First of all, it's a domestic kind of household item. We all have ceramic in our houses, but also it's very kind of precious and fragile but strong at the same time. But also that clay, when it's wet, is very much like a body. Since I was making work about queer hate crimes, that kind of property had a lot of kind of meaning conceptually too, not just physically. Another thing that drew me to ceramics because it's beautiful. And so I realized that I could make objects that were really beautiful, and then when you found out the context under which they'd been made, there was this kind of automatic horror, but it was one that was in your mind. It wasn't one you were kind of visually being subjected to. So I think there's a role in horror and beauty that I kind of leverage to have really kind of hard conversations. So I am working on a body of work right now that is from my research at the Lesbian herstory archives. The things that I had been really drawn to were also these boxes that they have of special collections. So their special collections is developed with the premise that because lesbian voices have been kind of systematically taken from history, anyone could donate anything that they wanted, they believed that should be there, as a way to kind of counteract almost like a radical acceptance. So, I went to my storage unit and kind of dug my old stuff out and kind of used that as an opportunity to invite people to do the same. So it was a lot of social media outreach, and there were over 100 participants from all over the U.S., from Florida to California and everywhere in between. The result was at the opening part of the BRIC Biennial. We had all these different objects, and we just kind of got to celebrate those moments of our lives and also connect with each other, but also see things that were sad or were hard to deal with. Where there were definitely pieces of that too. But overall, it really felt more like a celebration. Failure. We're always doing things that are really insane and haven't been done before, so, it's a lot of
trial and error.
No, I think the problem is that it's a square. The show I'm working on now is at Victory Mo Gallery, is about my research at the Lesbian herstory archives, and is more of like my artistic interpretation of things that I found there. I use porcelain, not because it's easy, which of course it's not, but because of the symbolism it has, that it's really strong. They say stronger than steel, unless of course you hit it just the wrong way and then it shatters. So I think it's kind of pregnant in its meaning, that there's this kind of latent fragility that could kind of happen. It could break at any time. So I think that's one of the things I like about it. It's unexpected, but also that porcelain has always been used to honor and respect and in memorial and for something that's precious.